Welcome back to Around the Clock. It's time for the Selectmen's Update from the meeting that happened on Wednesday, June 6th. The agenda was not that long. The meeting ran long because of some great discussion that happened on some of the agenda items. We started with a board reorg. No positions have changed because we did do a reorg back in March when Carl Hackinson stepped down as chair. So Rob Scher will be our chair for the year. Steve Mitchell will be the vice chair, and I, Yolanda Greaves, will be clerk for the year. We then moved into some citizens' participation and some scheduled hearings. We were originally going to hear from Brittany Iacopone, but we heard from her assistant Cindy regarding some bonds that we had to sign because of some borrowing for some change in debt. That was a positive thing. We then moved into an update and presentation from the Ashland Cultural Council. They talked to us about the money that they get and some of the awards and grants that they give out to different organizations here in Ashland. And if you're interested, you can go check out what some of the things that they are doing. We then had a discussion with the public and with Alex Mason from Trichome Health. This is the business that is looking to put a medicinal marijuana facility on Pond Street. I would say that we heard about 50-50 from public that is support of this facility, and about 50% of the people that were there were not in support. We as selectmen are in the process of reviewing and possibly creating a host agreement and a development agreement. And as we go through that, we'll then make a decision as to whether or not we'll give a non-opposition letter to the organization so they can move forward. And I expect probably sometime July that decision will be made. We then moved into further discussion about parking recommendations. We got another update from Beth Reynolds, our Economic Development Director. As the bagel table comes into 21 Main Street, we wanted to see what we could do to the parking at that end of Main Street to help support this business. And there will be 30-minute parking directly in front of 21 Main Street. So if you're coming in and you want to go get your bagel quickly, you'll have an opportunity to do that. If you're looking to do longer-term parking, there will be some in the lot as well as further down the street. If you're going to look to do all-day parking, that will not be the place. We are going to be enforcing this to help support this new business. We then approved the change of manager for Ashland Fish and Game. Congratulations to Dawn Harris, who will be their new manager. She's been on the board there. So it's not new, but in regards to the management as it relates to the liquor license. We then heard from Rodenheiser Excavating. They're doing some work on Route 135 down by the middle school. They're putting in a storage facility as well as some other buildings, and they need to do some work to cut into the water lines and the sewer lines, and they do need to do some cutting of Route 135. So they're going to be doing the cutting of the concrete during the day starting June 24th, and then they'll be doing some night work later that week. And they had to come before us to get approval to do that night work. If you are in that area, you will be getting letters from them, and the information will also be up on the website as to what that will entail. There'll be some road changes and some police detail to direct traffic. We then approved our consent agenda. We filled some vacancies and approved some permits for some parades. One of the other big things we did was accept a grant through the Community Compact. This is the $103,000 we talked about at our last show regarding the fire department IT, and we appointed Mike Moki, who was a member of the planning board, did not seek re-election, and he is now an associate member, and that holds a 3-year term. We then moved into a discussion of the development agreement for 128 Main Street. This is the building that currently houses Chris's Barbershop. A developer has come in trying to do something very different in that location. If you'd like to check out the plans, you can go to Co-Urbanize via the Ashland, Mass website, check out the plans yourself, and if you'd like, give some feedback to our planning board. We did not vote on the development agreement because there were still some concerns about it. We then got an update on the municipal aggregation program. This is an energy efficiency program where we work to get the best rate for our ratepayers here in Ashland. We were able to get a 10.9% rate. It'll last for 30 months, and all of that energy will be coming from 100% green renewable energy, mostly wind. So we are thankful to Mike Herbert and his team for helping us find this renewable energy at such a great cost. This is an opt-out program, so unless you want this, You'll automatically be getting this rate unless you'd like to opt out, and there's information on how to do that. And that is through public power that we were able to get that rate. We then released a mortgage payment that was tied into the RDT development agreement. If you'd like more information on that, you can go into the detail and watch that section of the show, of the meeting. It was related to the West Union sewer line payments. We then transferred the Niccolo property, which we decided to purchase back in the November town meeting. That has now been accepted and given to the town forest. So we've just added about 34 acres to the town forest. This was a piece that jutted into the town forest. It now will become part of the town forest. We also received a gift of property on East Union Street. This will be used for the public safety building, so make sure you keep paying attention because we'll be coming forward with information of creating a public safety building committee to move that project forward, and then also looking for some grant money for, not grant money, but for some tax dollars for engineering. And we are hopeful that our Senator Karen Spilka will be able to keep the purchase and the construction of $25 million in the bond bill at the state level, and we'll keep you up to date on that. We got an update on the municipal efficiency fund projects and things that we're working on there, and some of the staff training. So again, it was a long meeting. The marijuana discussion and the medicinal marijuana discussion took a little bit of time, and some of the other items as well. And again, if you'd ever like to watch in detail any of the discussions, you can see the full meeting on WACA-TV. And that wraps up the meeting for June 6th, and the next one will be 2 weeks. So thanks for watching the Selectmen's Update.